And also guys, you are going to be able to win this car in today's video. Probably should have said that right at the beginning, but this car is currently live on Compete for Cars for just £1.99 a ticket. So we are back on the R32 in today's video guys, and a lot has changed since you last saw this car. And one of those things is, I don't know, does it start? It's got a new battery on, but it has sat for a while. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, like a dream. And let's go through those few things. Now in the last video we cracked on with the restoration of this abandoned Mark V Golf R32 that I found in a garage. It had been sat there for 4 or 5 years. Now in the last video we did a full service including Haldex filter change and oil change too. We also did a new offside rear caliper because that was seized and the handbrake wasn't working properly, so that has sorted that out. I'm sure I did something else, but I can't remember. I tried to remove the wheels and my locking wheel key snapped, so I ordered a new locking wheel key which turned up, and I managed to get them off. I actually ended up heating up the locking wheel, the bolt, before I tried undoing it with the new key, and that got it off because as you can notice, look, the wheels have been freshly refurbished. All 4 have been done back to the original colour, and also the car has been and come back from the body shop. So if you remember, we had a dented wing here, we had general scuffs all around the car, we also had a nasty dent on the door here. Now I did look at finding, because on the R32, on the Golf Mark V, I should really say, oh that's a nasty scratch, oh no it's not a scratch, thank God for that. On the Golf Mark V they have door skins, which is actually quite rare. I don't think I've actually seen any other car have a door skin. So down underneath, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, it's probably behind all these. Probably better to show you here, look, see all these T30 bolts. Once you remove those, the door actual skin comes off the door and you can replace those. Now I did try and find a door skin and they're all about £200. Now for £200 I could get the original skin repaired and painted, so it's just a lot easier, a lot less faff. So that's been done as well, and also the rear bumper's been fully resprayed, the boot lid's been fixed as well because that was damaged there. So generally the whole car has just gone, has had a makeover really. Quite expensive, pretty much just consider it a three-quarter car respray she's had, but now the bodywork is all looking mint. So let's just go under the bonnet. We have left to do bonnet latch because the bonnet won't close, obviously that won't pass an MOT. Everything else under the bonnet is done. The reason the locking wheel key snapped is because I was trying to do a brake fluid change, so now we can also do a brake fluid change too, get those done. What else have we got? I'm going to remember. That door is really pissing me off. Oh, and of course we've got our MOT the car, and I'm aiming for no advisories whatsoever. The car now drives absolutely sweet because we fixed the gearbox issue as well. And also guys, you are going to be able to win this car in today's video. Probably should have said that right at the beginning, but this car is currently live on Compete for Cars for just £1.99 a ticket. So someone's going to get this one owner Golf Mark V R32 with wingbacks, low mileage, for just a couple of quid guys. So go grab your tickets on the R32. So let's get in the workshop and crack on. I think we'll start off with a brake fluid change. Now I get loads of messages from people, you guys offering me cars all the time. Some of them are too good to be true, but what you do need to do is check the car before you even go to view it. Now that is where CarVertical has kindly sponsored today's video. I always check all my cars before I even view them, before I even waste any of my time. Check the history of the car to make sure the car that you're buying is sound. Now I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to bring up the report for the Golf, and the reason that made me buy it is basically the person was telling me the truth. I could literally look at this, see what they're telling me, and see, yep, they are telling the truth. That looks like what has happened. Now if we look here, the first thing it brings up is the chassis number, so you can go around the car once you view it and check the chassis numbers at various points, windscreen, chassis, make sure that matches, all good, tick. Then we can scroll down, look, this one, no theft, no odometer issues, no finance or legal status, and it hasn't been damaged. So far, so good. Now if we go down, obviously it's sat in a barn for 4 years, so to check that, we can look at the mileage. Look, and there's 17 records found. Last one at 62,000. Now, if we look closely, we can see, look, in 2019 in February, 62,000. Last known mileage, yep, fine, nearly 5 years ago. Clearly hasn't done any miles since then. I'm confident it has been sat up in a barn. We can go down, look, and we can see there's no damage, and that is all good. So now we've got another R32 here, but this one you can see straight away at the dashboard there's an exclamation mark for damage. So if we just click on that, look, we can see this vehicle was damaged and has been marked as an insurance write-off. And if we scroll down, it was actually only done just last month, category S write-off. So probably the person selling that is the person that's fixed it 9 times out of 10. So you know now, if you're going to view that car, you know what to look out for. Sometimes they show you images as well. So if you're looking to buy your next car, you're just interested in looking at your own car's history, click the link in my description, go over to CarVertical's website, use my discount code, and you'll get 10% off your next check, guys. And make sure you just do it for peace of mind before you go and view a car. So big thanks to CarVertical for sponsoring today's video. And a quick mention on the GTR, I'm actually in the process of buying my own jig. I know it needs to go on a jig, and I had the idea of obviously taking it to someone to get it put on a jig, but I want to do everything myself. I don't want to have to farm jobs out, jobs that I want to learn how to do especially. So I am in the process of buying a jig, and we're just going to try and work out where it's actually going to fit in all this. So there might be a slight delay on the GTR while that obviously gets arranged, installed, etc. But then when we get it back, I will be doing all the jig work myself, which means I'll be able to cover a lot more footage with using it. So yeah, really massive thing, obviously getting a jig in, but it's gonna, yes, it's just gonna help me do the whole process myself and not have to farm anything out. And also there's going to be a delay on the GT4 because the next step is the body shop to get it all painted up. And unfortunately, that next slot, they're going to need a week for the car, and that next week slot isn't till the end of January. So I'm afraid it's going to be another 2 months before the GT4 is seen again. But then again, GT4 over the winter period, I'm not going to really drive it anyway, so it's not going to make too much difference. That means it's going to be done nicely coming into summer 2024. So that's a quick update on those two cars. Now I'm actually going to start with the bonnet latch because brake fluid change easy, can't really go wrong there. Bonnet latch could be something afoot, like maybe this is the wrong part. So I thought if we start with this, it shouldn't then throw any issues after that for. So we can get it out of the box here, look, and straight away it looks fairly good. So all we should really need to do is remove this front grille here and undo those 3 bolts, and then obviously just swap it straight over and plug the electrical connection in. So we are going to start by removing the front grille. Now on the R32 it is a bit bigger. I'm now trying to go back and remember Mark 5 Golfs, but I think the majority of them are only like half grills, where the R32 is a complete full aluminium grille. I might be talking absolute crap, but that's how I remember it in my head. So we need a T25, and I believe there are some screws just under the bumper, under the number plates here. From memory, it's just well, there was. This car does not have them, so maybe I can. Oh, to be fair, it's pretty solid. Well, I'll start taking things off anyway. Found the connector, look, it's right in here, like where my fingers are, so that goes proper under everything. So if I can, I don't know if I'll be able to wean this out, you know. That's going to look proper tricky. Might have to fully remove the grille, to be honest. There we go. Right. What's this, an engine out job? This is ridiculous. Wow, that is not too friendly. So, I mean, look at the state of this. That you can see this has been on since it was brand new. So it's always good to replace that. Yeah, look at it. That is absolutely done for, isn't it? So, out with the old, in with the new. Beautiful. Quick test. Beautiful. So now the bonnet latch is done, I'm going to move on to the brake fluid change, and to do that, because I'm on my own, I have a automatic bleeder here. So what we do is we connect this hose to the brake fluid reservoir, and then pumping this, we pump to around about 2 bar of pressure. This is full of new brake fluid, and basically it just holds pressure in, it pushes the new fluid into there. It pressures it up, and then we take all 4 wheels off and we start in the corner furthest away from the reservoir, which is back left. We crack that off and it presses the new brake fluid through the system, draws out the old brake fluid around about 250 ml per corner. So by the time you've done this one, the closest one, you've taken about 1 litre out, which is about what's in the system. And then that is the brake fluid change done. Quite simple. So I'll put it on a nice time lapse for you. So that's the brake fluid change all now done, and all 4 wheels are back on. And before I put it on the ground, I thought I'd just double check underneath for MOT, just make sure there's everything's absolutely fine. And I have just actually spotted, I don't know if I've spotted it before, but if you can see here, look, my axle sensor for the xenon lights has come off of there. So I need to reattach that back onto there. Good job I spotted that, because that probably would have failed MOT on the lights. So I'm going to pop that back. Pop back in quickly. Looks fairly simple to do, and then we'll get it back on the ground and yeah, do the final bits. I've just managed to pop it off. It's only on a couple of little ball joints, so I can't fit it back in because the metal is squeezed here and it squeezes against the plastic to stop it from coming off. So I need to heat this up a little bit just to get the metal expanded so I can fit it back in and then tighten it back up properly. So I'm just gonna do that. There we go. And to be fair, because that's so hot, that'll probably melt the plastic and squeeze it on. But just to double make sure. There we go. And there we go, look. Done. And there we go, all clipped back in. Love a free repair. So next up is the finishing touches to the wheel. Obviously we've got brand new refurbished wheels, and we don't want to be putting corroded center caps back on them. So I have got 4 brand new genuine center caps, which were really expensive. They're about 35 quid each, but obviously brand new, and they're going to top the wheel off and make the wheel look perfect again. So I'm going to stick all 4 of those back on. I've just torqued the wheels up, so next up, I'm going to do an engine bay clean. Not going to go mad, but it's going to look a bit better in this. So before, and there we go, there's the after. Don't worry about the leaves, I'm going to get the exterior cleaned in a minute, but the engine bay looks a bit nicer, and yeah, she's about ready to go for MOT now, I reckon. Well, the washer jets on the headlights definitely work. Oh my god, that's absolutely just covered me. Thank you very much, but at least they work. Only downside is that is 5-year-old stagnant washer jet fluid, and I now absolutely stink. Now here she is outside. I'm just letting her idle, get up to temperature before I take her down for MOT, but we're just gonna have a quick look over it now it's outside of how good this thing looks. Now I've still got the old owner's private plate on there, and that's because, as I keep saying, this is a one owner car. So therefore that plate was actually put on brand new, and it didn't have a previous registration ever assigned to it. So it's never had the normal, I mean, I think this is an 09 plate, so it's never had an 09 plate registration assigned to it. So I couldn't just get the old plate put back on. So it's been a lot harder process. I've had to send off the V5 and get it all done through DVLA, and I actually haven't had it back yet. So we've still got to use the what's that car? Don't know. So we've still got to use the private plate for MOT until we can get another number plate back from DVLA. But yeah, wheels look good, all brand new tyres, bodywork's looking really good now. All around the car, engine's sweet, everything is sweet. So this is now basically one hell of a Mark V R32. One owner, good spec, wingbacks. Right, it's now MOT time. So, she's nice and warm. So I'm going to take her down for MOT now. I don't actually have my screen mount on me, so I won't be able to talk. So the next clip you're going to see is hopefully with a complete clean bill of health and no advisories on the Golf. Now I've just got back from MOT, and good news, she has passed, although I did get one advisory. And it's nothing major, but what it is, because I fitted a new offside rear caliper, I've got an advisory for the near side rear caliper being not as effective, or not being as effective as the offside front. And basically it's just a very slight imbalance, not enough for it to be really a major issue, but it's just an advisory. So basically our near side rear one is maybe very partially, it's just stiff. But the offside rear one is obviously not stiff, it's completely fresh, so therefore there's just that slight imbalance. But annoyingly, that is the only advisory I did get. Now I've just gone over the car quickly with a microfiber because it's getting dark. I don't know if you can tell by the camera, so I didn't have time to fully clean it, but just look how good the R32 looks now. It's now completely done, MOT'd, ready to go, bodywork done, all the servicing done, all defects done. It's now 100%, apart from that inside rear caliper, and it looks absolutely epic, guys. I'm so happy with how this car has come out, and all the problems that could have been with it all turned out to be really minor. It drives now so smooth, so silky. Yes, it's not the fastest car now, but it's not trying to be. It sounds absolutely epic. So yeah, just really happy with how this one's come out. So let's just head back into the workshop now and tot up the final costs of how much this car cost me to buy and get into this state. So I've just added the last few things to the list, which was the bodywork, alloys and centre caps. Bodywork 1100, alloys 280, centre caps 120. And I think that brings us up to date on the cost of everything. I'm sure I've missed something off, I usually do. But the total cost here, let's just go total, is 9,132. So that is just under a £2,000 spend to get it from barn find to perfect on the road. Why is it zoomed out so much? Zoom out a little bit. So yeah, £9,132 is the total cost all in to get the car. Oh, I missed the MOT. Okay, just under £9,200. Basically, it's cost £2,000 to get the car from abandoned state to back on the road. Absolutely sweet. So that is the Golf R32 now done, guys. And don't forget, click the link in the description. You can head over to Compete for Cars and you're going to win this car, or someone's going to win this car for just £1.99. And it's not like you can go out and buy a one-owner Mark V R32. This car is only ever going to appreciate in value. It's probably worth between sort of 12 and 13 grand as it stands, and it's only going to go up, especially with the spec and the history, and only one of you guys can win it. So go grab your tickets, guys. As I said, £1.99 each, and someone is going to get that. And also, I'm going to throw in £1,000 towards insurance, and also I'm going to pay for the first year's road tax as well, which is about 600 quid, I think, on those. So that should be anyone who wins it sorted for the first year, pretty much. Also, there will be a cash alternative if someone wants to enter but doesn't necessarily want the Golf. So thank you very much for watching the R32 series, guys, and next up we're going to have a different car, hopefully going to be on Sunday, might be Monday, but as always guys, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.